Welcome back, everyone. Thank you guys for watching another vlog. Today we're going to be doing an installation vlog on the G80. Now this installation, we've done it in the past. We've done the Oneuplighting Underglow for the G80 and the F80. I've also installed it on other cars that have come through the garage, but I also went ahead and did this video about a year ago. It wasn't as detailed as I would have liked to have shown you guys step by step, so I figure with this new version, the 2.0 version, we're definitely going to go ahead and get a little more in depth as far as the preparation of the surface, how we're going to be powering the lights as well, and we're going to get into the app. With the 2.0 version, it uses a new app. We're going to go ahead and get the link once we open the kit. The app that I used, or the app that I use to control these LEDs, is no longer gonna apply to this new kit. Now, the reason why I had to get a new kit is because the new replacement LEDs that Oneuplighting is providing is no longer compatible with the app on version 1. So if you guys have those LED strips and buy a new replacement, if you guys have an issue, it is because you guys need a new software to control the LEDs. With that said, let's get to the unboxing. Let's see what comes in the kit, and let's go ahead and set up the car for an installation. Now, before we continue with the installation, I have a big shout out to Oneuplighting. The reason for that is because I actually worked with them to try and get you guys a discount on their products. So if you guys are interested in getting Underglow for your vehicles, it doesn't matter the make or brand, you guys just go ahead and go to their website and order the kit. Again, I would suggest if you guys have the version 2.0, then you guys are definitely okay with getting any additional strips if you guys need a replacement strip. But if you guys are in the market for a Underglow kit, I highly recommend Oneuplighting, one of the best out there in the game. It's at a great price. I really don't promote many brands, you guys, but the ones that I do promote, it's because I actually run on my vehicles, so I feel really confident sharing this with you guys. So go ahead and use at checkout, use danielmlife, and you guys will get 10% on your entire shopping. So once again, it's going to be danielmlife, and you guys will save 10%. All right, so what do we have here? All right, let's see what we have here. First, we have a replacement strip that they went ahead and threw in the kit. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate that. We have a receipt of what we got in the kit. Now this Underglow kit is going to go ahead and contain new control box, power cables, and it is going to contain the middle, the front, and the rear section. So let's go ahead and see what's in this kit. Okay. So right here we have our power box, which we have our positive and negative for a power source, and then it also comes with a fuse to protect your battery or to protect your fuse box. So again, a great design, waterproof, sealed, and then we have our connections. And then as we move along, we're going to go ahead and unroll these connections. Like I said, usually how this comes is you have your front strip, middle strip, and your rear strip, or vice versa. I might have made a mistake when I was unboxing it, so this is my fault, you guys. So the reason they did this is so that way you guys know what side is going to be your right side or your left side, at which point it doesn't really matter, and also what's going to be your front, middle, and rear. Alright, so now that I went ahead and sorted both sides, I have potentially my driver's side, and my passenger side. The best part about this kit is that they actually also provide additional hardware. If you guys have a different car, different model or chassis, they provide zip ties and screws with little mounts so that they can also hold the LED strips depending on where you mount these. This is definitely the kit that you guys want to go ahead and get if you guys are interested in an Underglow kit. It comes with the necessary hardware to get the installation done. Now again, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys the whole installation process, and also we're gonna go ahead and talk about this right here, because we're gonna go ahead and scan this QR code, and then from here we're gonna go ahead and get the ability to log on to the new app, and then with that new app we're gonna be controlling these new LEDs. Now I'll be honest with you guys, these LEDs, they look really nice. Like, this is one of the things I like about Oneuplighting. The quality of it looks really good. You guys can even tell on the thickness of it. It's nice and thick on the protective side. That way it just really keeps the whole system protected. I've seen other kits and installed other kits with different price points, but guys, this, for the money, I feel like this is a really nice kit. So with that said, let me go ahead and get the car up in the air, and then the only part where I'll need to remove wheels is going to be in the rear, and that is because I need to remove the fender liner to run the wire, and then to also run it underneath the exhaust system. So with that said, let's go ahead and put this together, and then we'll get to it right away. I'll be honest, you guys, I'm really surprised on the kit. It's just really nicely done. Even right here, how they extend it, that's a very nice sound. That's an M2 that lives just down the street. New neighbor. So back to what I was trying to tell you guys, the way that the wires are nicely protected, just in case it's so nicely that it protects the wires. That way it doesn't pull off of there easily. Guys, this is a really nice kit. And again, the easy connectors that are here, it makes it easy to connect every section together, you see. And then with the O-ring, you guys get that nice waterproof on there. And then you guys go ahead and just turn the lock on here. And just like that, this thing it's solid as a rock. And I'll tell you guys, like I said, I don't really talk about many products, but for me, this is one of the best modifications that you guys can put on your cars. If you guys already did everything, wheel, suspension, bolt-ons, you know, if you guys aren't chasing those big powers, this can honestly enhance your vehicle and just take it to that next level. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit later as it gets darker in the day. Right now it is 5 o'clock, and that's kind of like what it looks like. That's insane. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, once again, I just have to kind of talk to you guys through the whole process, because this kit is amazing. Just the quality, the way it's just put together, you guys, honestly, you guys will not regret this purchase. If you guys really want to make your car stand out, you guys definitely need this modification right here. I just went ahead and did my whole layout. I'm gonna be powering the lights from the fuse box in the rear. So this is how I have my light strip set up. In the front, I'm gonna have the ends that have no continuance to the wires. This is gonna be my front part. Now, my middle section is the longest section of the kit. As you guys can see, it's almost the whole length as the side skirt. You guys, this is gonna be insane. The amount of lighting that I'm gonna get from this thing is just gonna be so beautiful. Again, the first version that I have, I am so in love with. As you guys can see, I have it on my watch. I never get tired of looking at it. But this new kit is gonna be something different. Now in the rear, we're gonna have our power box with our negative and positive wires. One of the things that you can definitely do, I don't recommend, is powering the lights to directly to your battery. That will immediately drain your battery, so I don't recommend that you guys do that. Again, if you guys want to install this process the right way, you guys will have to tap into your fuse box. On the G8X, the fuse box is right here. Alright, so that's our fuse box, and I'm going to show you guys what fuse to tap into to go ahead and get our power source. But you guys have to stay through the whole video and make sure that you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think of this modification. Alright, so for now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and get the car up in the air. Most likely I'll be removing the wheels in the back. Again, those are the only wheels I need to remove. And the front is just basically gonna be just running the wire, this wire right here, through the intersection of the inner plastic linings, and then just make sure that you use the zip ties to secure the so we're gonna go ahead and use the zip ties to run these wires alongside the fender well, and we're gonna zip tie everything to ensure that everything is gonna be secured. So we're gonna go ahead and use the zip ties to Alright, so for the front, we're gonna go ahead and use the zip ties that they provided on the kit to secure the wires as we run them alongside the fender liner. And then we're gonna go ahead and connect them right by the side skirt. So that's one of the reasons I'm just gonna go ahead and get the car up in the air and give you guys the best view of the installation. A big, huge shout out to Gil. He went ahead and sent me a few items on there that I'm gonna go ahead and use right now to work on the car. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and put his Instagram up here on the description and also down below. Follow his builds, you guys. He is a true auto enthusiast, and I mean auto enthusiast because he was in a BMW, and like everybody that's in the BMW brand, eventually once you move up, I guess in a sense it's kind of like elevating to the next brand. He's in a Porsche, which is definitely what I want to get into in the near future, so big shout out to him. In here I have stuff that I can use for suspension. Now these will come in handy. These actually help spread the spindle. It helps with the knuckle to go ahead and get the strut out of the spindle. So again, this is a good tool, and it's also in different sizes, so amazing. And also these pucks right here, these pucks are the ones that you need to get the car up in the air. So I definitely love to use these on all the installs that I do. Right, so if you guys don't use one of these hockey pucks on this, you guys will damage that section right there. So this is what sometimes comes damaged, and when these go on, they stay on. It's just, you know, this, thankfully I've been able to just utilize the pucks when I work on the car, so these are still in great condition. But Gil, thank you so much for sending these. These honestly come in handy. Just go ahead and get this on the car. That way you guys can see how this works. It's not recommended to have a watch when you guys do this, but I have my watch in my left hand, and now I'm using my left hand to record. Here we go, now I'm switching to my left hand. It's in with the puck, and lock the jack in place. As you guys can see, I want to go ahead and move the jack forward as soon as I get the puck locked into place. As if I go up, I can potentially hit the side skirt. There we go. That right there gives me enough separation between this part and the side skirt. So let's go ahead and get the car up in the air. Alright, so now that we have both wheels off on both sides, we can go ahead and focus on removing the old Underglow kit. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys really quickly as I'm setting up these jack stands as well. I want to make sure that you guys are able to see everything. Very good. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna get we'll try to grab one end and very carefully just pull it back. Alright, so now that we went ahead and got everything off on this side, now we're going to go ahead and trace the line back around the inside trims. We're going to go ahead and repeat the same steps. We're going to remove the 10mm screws on the side, and then as you guys can see, that's how I'm going to go ahead and follow the wire, and then I'm going to show you how I ran it alongside the fender liner. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and move to the fender liner. I already removed 2 of the 10mm right there. I'm going to go ahead and remove those fasteners up there and alongside the fender liner. So let me go ahead and just remove these really quickly, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up the camera once all the fasteners are removed, including the 2 Phillips for the mud flaps. Now that we went ahead and removed the middle section, let's go ahead and remove our rear section of the wire. So my line runs right here, and then do a little tape job right there. Ran my inner light right down this side, stayed on the heat shield, which gave me a really nice light show of the exhaust at night because it showed the inner tips. But yeah, for now I'm gonna have to remove this old section, and this is gonna be a little tricky, but I did it one time so I can do it again. Let me go ahead and remove it, and I'll pick it up in a bit. I went ahead and removed the LEDs from the heat shielding. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the lines, which I actually have them running all the way over here, and that is where I'm running the power source from. So as you can see, there's a little cavity section right there that goes right into the trunk, and that's where I get my power from. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect those wires right there, and that should give me access to pull the old LED strips out. And then I'll show you what the inside looks like and where I have my power source tapped into. Okay, so like I was telling you guys, see the wires, how they run through that section right there? Basically, there's a section right there. Might have to do one at a time, so let me go back down there, and as you guys can see, that's where the wires are coming from. So let me go and pull one at a time. Okay. And it's gonna be my 2 wires. So this is the old QR scan code for the app that controls the lights. We're gonna go ahead and use a new module, and actually it's different than the old one, as you guys can see. Size difference. So now we're going to be using Right Bright, I believe. So let's go ahead and install this part first. I got power for the lights and the ground, and this is what the lights look like. These lights are a lot brighter than version 1, you guys. A lot brighter. That is, like, honestly, just the quality of these LEDs. It's just so much better. I cannot wait till I get these on the car, and as you guys can tell, it's already getting late, so these lights are really starting to light up the night. Let me go ahead and get these lights set up right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put one strip on the left and one on the right, and go ahead and get some alcohol and clean up the areas where I'm gonna be tacking on the lights. That's gonna be in the heat shield in the back where the exhaust is at. I'm gonna be doing also right here on the side skirt and alongside of the undercovers on the front of the car. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the speed because again, it's getting late, but nevertheless, I'm not gonna skip a step for you guys. I'm gonna continue to show you guys everything that I get going on. So for now, I'm gonna get the lights set up, I'm gonna get alcohol, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned up all the surfaces with alcohol. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start with the rear and then work my way up to the front. I have all the panels removed already on both the front and the rear. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start routing the wire in the rear. So I went ahead and did the driver's side on the rear, and that was just to kind of like test out how my wire was gonna run. Now, as you guys can see, I started the strip back here. So I started the strip right over here towards the back of the wheel. It runs up this way, and then it'll go up by the heat shield, and then it'll run right there, and then the excess wire, I'm gonna run it behind that part of the heat shield. I'm gonna run the passenger side wire the same way, and then I'm gonna join both wires in the middle. I'll zip tie them, and then I'll run them behind the heat shield and that way it keeps it from getting too hot from the exhaust. So let's go ahead and continue and see how this process will go. Alright, so at this point I just went ahead and gave myself some room between the heat shielding, and I'm gonna go ahead and run the wire above it, and then I'm gonna connect it back on the opposite end. And this is gonna be one of the hardest parts, just because again the exhaust is here, so it's tough for me to drop this exhaust because of the whole setup, so I just have to definitely maneuver around it. so everything's already set in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rear situated. I'm gonna measure the length of the underglow strip. I already wiped down the underneath of the side skirt with alcohol, so now I'm just ready to go ahead and peel back the protective strip on the 3M, and it'll just fit like a glove. Again, one of the best parts about the new 2.0 version, on the middle section, the strip is almost as long as a whole entire side skirt. So this thing is going to be so much more brighter than the first version. So let me go ahead and measure the length, and I'll pick it up in a bit. So I've had a chance to just do the driver's side right now, just to kind of refresh myself as far as how you want to run the wires. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now, going underneath the car. The lights will look like this. From above, you won't be able to tell, but obviously when the car is being serviced, you guys will see the underglow lights. So first off, we went ahead and ran our wire over here. I will use the zip tie to make sure that the wire won't sag on this side. And then at the same time, I went ahead and ran the wire behind this fender liner over the sway bar, and then right behind, or right above, the metal skid plate, and hidden behind this cover right here. And then the wire comes out over here, and the lights go all the way down there. As you can see, that is a really nice long strip of lights. Go ahead and get to the rear. In the rear, I put the fender liner back on, put all the hardware on there, and I zip tied the wire right over here. So that way everything kind of looks, natural. Again, just make sure that everything stayed clean. Again, the trickiest part over here is just running the strip alongside the heat shield, connecting back over here, and then as you guys can see, that's where I have my wires connected. I gotta cut that zip tie, and then I fed my wires behind that heat shielding. That way everything stays away and above the exhaust. And have the lights connecting on that side. Everything is clean. We hardly see any wires connecting. And then I'm gonna show you guys how to do the middle section and the front. But the rear, you guys will see on a time lapse how everything just matched up perfectly. I had to go ahead and pull it back maybe once or twice, but again, I just wanted to make sure I got the best fitment on there. So I'll go ahead and get myself situated, get the camera set up on that side, and then that way I can show you guys how I'm going to be running the wire. But basically, this will be a nice little section for me to show you guys how everything will be zip tied. Alright, so we have our wire running all through the back of the rest of the wires. That way everything looks natural. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the middle strip on the side skirt, and then we'll go ahead and connect the front right afterwards. So at this point, like I said, This is some of the toughest part over here, just because we have to remove the fender liner and the wheel to just go ahead and have a better access to where we need to go ahead and get our work done. Alright, so unfortunately my camera died as I was recording this part, but this is what the other strip looks like. The only reason why it didn't light up is because the wire's still not connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and run the wire, and I'll show you guys right now what I just did as well. So in this part, I just went ahead and ran the wire up and then put a zip tie. As you guys can see, the zip tie will keep the wire from coming down, so it'll prevent it from creating some slack on the bottom. Again, running the wire right over the sway bar and then right behind that section. So I'll go ahead and continue this part right now. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and zip tied the wire over here. That's gonna go ahead and keep it from also coming down or creating any kind of slack. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put my cover on. There it is. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the back wheels on, get the jacks out, the jack stands, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys what this looks like at night in full darkness. The wheels are on and everything's torqued to spec. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I'm able to go ahead and power these lights and where I get my ground from. Alright, so on the G80 chassis, you have multiple ground wires that you guys can go ahead and just kind of use a posi tab and piggyback onto. That's exactly what I just did. I went ahead and grabbed one of the wire harnesses that goes up here to the fuse box, and I went ahead and tapped into the ground wire. That was number one. And then number two, for my power, I looked at the schematics, and basically I was able to go ahead and utilize that. I was able to utilize that section right there to go ahead and get my power. I did have to make a slight modification to that connector just because it's a really snug location right there, but I haven't had any issues with it. Everything's been good. So if you guys are wanting to go ahead and get the power, it's gonna be this fuse right here. So it's gonna be the 1, 2, 3, 4th fuse, and it's gonna be a 5 amp. It's gonna go ahead and use one of those what are those called? So I think those are like bridge connectors, or you know, something like that. I'll go ahead and put the name of this part right here. I think it's a fuse jumper or something like that, but I'll get the name and I'll put it up here in the description, and that's gonna give you guys the power that you guys need to get your Underglow kit on. There it is. It's 11:30 right now, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and turn these cars on. I feel really bad for my neighbors. They're gonna be really upset. Well, they'll be a little upset at me, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to make this as quick as I possibly can. I don't know how that's gonna be possible, but I'll try to take this out into the streets and then give you guys a better look of the Underglow.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Wow. I miss my Underglow on this car. It's been a few months since I didn't have it. Now that it's back, I'm a little upset that I waited too long to have it replaced. But man, version 2.0, that's definitely the way to go. Welcome back, everybody. It's the following day from the installation of the Oneuplighting Underglow kit for the G80. Like I said, they have the kit available for every make and model. You just basically go to the website and then you just link it to the nearest model. They didn't have anything for the G80 M3, but it was on the G20 chassis, and as you guys saw, everything fit like a glove. The way we ran our lines, our power, everything's been put back together. As you can see, that's where I kind of went ahead and used up my power source. I'll go ahead and give you guys a better look right now that it's that we have daylight, and here we have the diagram. So if you guys want to go ahead and do this, replicate this whole thing, this is how you guys would do the installation. Now, I might be doing an update on this kit as well for the F82, so stay tuned. I'll definitely go ahead and show you guys where I went ahead and got my power from. But if you guys stay this long into the video, this is what the lights look like in the daytime. And like I said, everything remains nicely hidden. As long as your lip and your side skirts have that section where they can just fit in, you'll be able to hide everything nicely. I have slip low as well in the front, so that kind of gives me another layer to, you know, give you that illusion that the lights are actually coming from the car. So a very, very cool modification that honestly, it's one of my favorites. For me, it's like I can't just do my cars and not have this mod. Check out how the front looks, much brighter, the colors. I'm gonna go ahead and switch up the settings, and I'll go ahead and show you guys right now what the app looks like to control the LEDs. All right.
You are currently being recorded.
So once we have the app open, we can see all the colors that we have available to us. We have basically all the basic solid colors. Now you guys know I definitely like to run the purple one since it matches the car. We do have, again, the option to run red, yellow, green, like light blue, blue, and pink, white. Again, all the options are different, and then you can also go and scroll through the color spectrum right here. Another cool feature that is on the app is the different modes that are available. If you guys want to pause it, turn it on, you guys can go ahead and just go to the power button and then hit the pause button. And then if you want to turn it back on, hit the play. Now we're going to go to different modes. Actually, before we go to different modes, this is how you adjust the brightness of it. If you feel it's too bright, not bright enough, you can go ahead and change the setting on the brightness. Now we're going to go into the modes. Once we're in the modes, right here, as you guys can see, we have 321 different options, 324 different options. But basically, if we start at the beginning, we kind of have like the full sequence of the lighting system. Now we also have the ability to select how many LED lights are coming on at the time, and also the sequence or the speed sequence. So let's go ahead and speed that up. That's at 100%. See that's 10%. 85, 100. And see 40 LEDs at a time. 1 LED at a time. And again, they have different ways of showing whatever lights you guys choose, or a combination of colors. Yeah, I wouldn't run this one. You'll get in trouble for that one, you guys. This one you'll definitely get in trouble for. You guys don't want to run that one. That would be like a good skit or something. And then you have music that you can pair it to if you have music, or if you want to do that through your phone. But like I said, for me, it's just always a solid color. So
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
there's also a section where you can customize it and choose the colors that you want on there. Let's say we take this one out. Click OK. Now we just have these two. Let's get rid of the blue. Now we just have red. Let's get rid of the red. Let's actually make it yellow. And let's add purple. And let's make a stroke.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Alright, and that's pretty much, there's way more, you know, settings and color combinations that you guys can use, but that's gonna go ahead and just do it for just a quick basic tutorial. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and send me a comment on the description down below, or send me a DM on Instagram, and I can hopefully answer any questions. If not, you guys can definitely reach out to Oneuplighting. Their customer service is really good, and they'll get back to you guys in a timely manner. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone down and get this vlog out for you guys. If you guys were on the fence about getting an underglow kit for your car and wanted to see the install process, wanted to see how the lights mount and how they get powered, you guys pretty much saw all the steps A through Z. I probably didn't show the front strip, but it was basically the same as the sides and also the rear. Installation time will vary. I will say you guys should say, you know, put aside maybe 3-4 hours aside just to run everything properly. It could be done in a lot less time if you guys have a lift or whatnot, just because, you know, you guys will have a lot more room to get everything done. But for me, I didn't mind doing it right here just because, again, it gave me enough time to really tuck the wires properly, zip tie them, making sure that there will be no sagging on the wires. And yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna wait till tonight to take this car out and show you guys what it looks like. Obviously it is illegal to run these lights, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch up the settings right now. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and move the car out of the way, and then you guys can see what this Oneuplighting underglow kit will look like. But so far, guys, it does not disappoint. I uploaded some pictures on my Instagram last night to kind of just show what the lights look like, and man, like I said, this does not disappoint. The flashing is actually done through the control, as you guys saw from the settings. What do you guys think? So right now, as you guys can see, it's gotten a lot darker, and we can appreciate the underglow a lot better. In the garage, you guys can tell this thing look insane, but out here, this is what it's gonna look like out in public or out in the streets, in the parking lot, wherever it goes. And this thing looks incredible. It almost looks unreal, you guys. Let's check that out. I think it looks really good, especially now that it's darker. The rear looks a lot better. In the daytime, the front and the middle section look really good, but now at night, the rear looks, it really pairs up really nicely with the rest of the car. Oh yeah, and it still highlights the center exhaust. We still retain a nice look to it. I got Moses right here with me. We actually just came back from MB2, and yeah, we had like a nice little session out there. Decided to come out here to this part of LA to come out, kind of just take some pictures out here. We got the view AC, we got the trees, got a great night light, we got the moon somewhere back there, which honestly makes for a really good session. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures. Enjoy the sounds. It's pretty awesome.